Hey everyone, I just want to share something. Um, okay, so I started this YouTube channel at probably at the, not really actually the beginning of my awakening. Um, I, I, I have to check the dates, I can't remember right now, but something came and said to me to share this because it's important in these times. Um, so basically, my journey has been about like 3 years long, and there's been so much happening. And uh, probably in the past month and a half, it's been really tough. Um, I had a Kundalini awakening. It wasn't like anything massive, but it was strong enough to bring some chaos into my life. And right now, today, this morning, actually, I think I finally woke up from the whole chaos. I feel like right now I am being my true self, and there's still a lot of integration to be done. But basically, in the past month and a half, um, I lost touch with reality almost 3 times, and um, it happened so, of course, out of nowhere, and it was a disconnect. But I was able to bring myself back all these 3 times. I think the second time was like complete ego death. I was I was just gone into this bliss place. But because I have a son, I have a 15-year-old son. um, he was on my mind. He's always on my mind because he's my grounder. He's in all these situations, everything that I went through, he was always there to ground me, and because he's in my life. And so I went to this blissful place, and then I said, "Oh, this is wonderful. There's no pain, there's no suffering. But is this it? I'll be there in this blissful place, and the rest of the world is suffering. And then what about Leland? What is he going to do?" Because basically, what I wanted to do is just like nothing mattered. I wanted to take my clothes off and run on the street naked. Like, nothing, material things matter zero. There was no identity, absolutely no identity, absolute blissful place. And I came back, and then I went through some regret. It's like, why did I do that? Was I supposed to do that? And then it's still been like a rough ride. Um, I think it happened one more time, and I slightly felt that I'm leaving. But totally, reality is just like melting. There's no difference between. I don't know what the reality is, and I had to keep myself really, really strong in my body as much as possible. And because we're going through these stressful times right now, I've been flying so high, um, and I still have to collect myself back to fully put it into words what was happening in a chronological order. But basically, there was massive release of the past, so much past released at the same time, and it was energetically, it was so much for the body that's why I was like, okay, I'm leaving. It's too much. And so see, I'm a complete mess. You don't even see my bags. I haven't been sleeping for probably past 2 or something weeks. Total insomnia. Um, totally nuts. Um, being confused of who I am, what is happening. It was just absolute confusion for the past like 2, 3 weeks. Um, and I believe what happened was because of ego death, and I didn't understand what was happening. That this is true me coming up, and the ego was still attaching itself, trying to come back and take over. So that was the battle for the past like 2, 3 weeks. Just battle with the ego. It's like, where am I in this? And I think yesterday evening I finally understood. I said, "Oh, this is true me. I think there's a lot of integration to do, so I have to think about it. But I really want to talk about it. I think this is important. You see what I'm doing? Sorry, sorry about the crappy video. Okay, So I'm putting the alarms every hour to remind myself, let the mind storm pass. Let the mind storm pass. Actually, this is my actual morning alarm for the meditation, because I've been doing meditation every morning and uh, every morning after I wake up and every evening before I go to bed, and that saved my life, I swear. And then I have a wonderful earth angel who came into my life to help me with this. So without her, I don't know if I would be able to make it. Appreciate her so much. Yeah, anyways, I'm putting like alarms every hour to remind myself to what did I even say? I'm sorry. What did I put there? So every hour is slow down the mind. Boundaries. It's important to slow down the mind in these times. So basically, I talked to a friend yesterday, and I said, I don't understand what's happening. I think I need some healing. I need to go to a sweat lodge. So I contacted someone, and that's going to happen on Sunday, because I was losing my mind. I said, I can't. Something is happening. I don't understand what. I'm losing my spirit. I need help. And this is the part of the healing as well. A lot of us don't know how to ask for help, and I had to learn that. And everything was such a hard lesson. Now my cat is stuck on the couch. Oh, there she is. Whoop! There she is. She likes to scratch on the couch, and then her nails get stuck in there. She's like struggling. So yeah, I was so desperate. I said, I need help. Otherwise, I'm gonna just end up in a mental hospital, and I don't want that. That's not a option right now if you're going through your spiritual awakening. And so basically, I talked to a friend yesterday, and she said, yeah, I think this is ascension. We're ascending. Everyone's going through the same symptoms: insomnia, massive ringing in the ears, right side hurting, um, arms, shoulders, this and that. And then I was like, oh, that's right. I'm going through the same symptoms. I'm going through the same things. And my son is going through the same things too. He came home yesterday, and he was pouring the soup in a bowl. He said, whoa. He's like, I feel like I'm in a simulation. And I was like, that's how I feel. It's like, I'm all over the place. My body's light as a feather. Like literally, I've never felt like this. This is why it was so weird. I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? Well, nothing is wrong. I can breathe fully. My lungs are breathing so fully. That's what's been happening for the past 2-3 weeks since I went to that place of the absolute bliss, and I came back, and it was just all so confusing. But I think that's exactly what happened. It was ego death. It was self-realization, or something like that. And I'm like, whoa, okay, this is me. This is actually me. From the years of childhood trauma, I went through the war. I come from former Yugoslavia, and I was 12 when the war started, and then it was just chaos, chaos, chaos after. And then I came to Canada about 20 years ago, raised my son since he was 2. It's just been a chaotic life. And then I got sick in 2017 with fibromyalgia. And then I healed myself, and then started the awakening, because I started asking, where did all this come from? Where is it all coming from? And then boom, then the answers just started coming. So the universe, the source, the God, Krishna, Allah, call it whatever you want, works in mysterious ways. We're always taken care of, guys. And so basically, let's backtrack. Yes. So last night my son said, oh, I feel like I'm in a simulation. This is not the first time that he said it to me. Like when we go in the nature, in the forest, he switches like, it's like, oh, I feel like I'm in the nature. I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. I need to sit down. So he's very open. He's very conscious. He's a wonderful angel. He's an angel as well. So he sees something. And I was like, I was right. I understood. I was all up in the head. It was all buzzing here. And I was like, whoa, I've been feeling so much love. So much love. Everything was love. It feels like all the issues with the people, all the resentments, all the angers, everything. I went through the anger, like ego was coming, like just yesterday. My son and I were supposed to go for a walk, and I was bursting crying, just constant crying, bursts of cries throughout the days and days and days. And we were supposed to go for a walk by the river. Because he said to me, he's very intuitive as well, like me. And he said, we need to go for a walk by the river. I said, we need to. But I couldn't even go because I just broke down and I was like, I don't know, I'm not in a good state. And so he went by himself and came back. And so everything was just happening so fast. Everything's happening so fast, like boom, 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 transformations. And then you're like, I don't understand. So this morning I woke up probably, and I've been waking up around the same time, 4:20 or something, for days now, weeks, maybe even the whole month or something. And the things start coming, processing, integration. This processing is important. We need to give ourselves time to process what's happening. And so the things started coming and coming and coming. And first of all, what I had to do, put myself back into the body. I was still buzzing. I slept good, but it was still buzzing. It's like, whoa, consciousness wants to go. Whoa, let's go have fun out there. I said, no. It doesn't feel right. So I had to work really hard, pull myself back, until I was back into the body. And then I started realizing, I said, oh my God, this is what ascension is. We need to be careful about this ascension, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about the ascension and what it is. Ascension is leaving your body. Ooh, you're gone. You've gone into this beautiful place. It's an absolute blissful and beautiful place. Who wants to come back into this chaos? But we have to stay here. We have to stay here in our bodies, because these are our lessons. The lessons right now are to stand up for ourselves. And the right side, if I'm correct, I'm still learning all these things, but they're coming so naturally right now. It's like, it's this complete knowing. It's all brand new. But the right side, if I'm right, is masculine side. Masculine side is about standing up for yourself, decisions, will, all that stuff. And this is what we need to learn in these times, right? We're standing up for ourselves, and we're not alone. Once we develop our intuition, this intuition is very important. Once we develop our intuition, what happens is you can feel everything, you can know everything. And then you know that you're not alone. We're all connected, absolutely connected, of course. But this is on a much higher level. And so we just need to know that we have each other and reach to each other. This is crucial in these times. Reach to each other and talk about, oh, I'm feeling this. What are you feeling? How, right? Because this saved me. I'm telling you, when you come to your true self, then you absolutely listen to yourself in every moment. This is about taking your power back. Once you take your power back, no one can touch you. No one can touch you, because you are this absolute power that no one can touch. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're so powerful when you stand in your own self. No one can touch you. So take your power back. Learn how to take your power back. It's a hell to go through. But once you come out of that, it doesn't go away. It never goes away. So basically, this all like going out of your body, like, ooh, being like so floaty, is this ascension, right? Oh, I want to leave the body. I don't want to deal with things. And then your judgment is clouded. And when your judgment is clouded, you can't think clearly. And that's what's been happening to me. I was just losing my mind, literally. And that's why, there is and was for the past 2 years. 2 years? Was it only a year? 2020? Only a year, man. Since COVID. That a lot of people literally lost their minds. and a lot of suicides and everything, because mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, this is the hardest that I've ever gone through, me personally. With everything that was happening in my life, I think my own awakening was the hardest thing I've ever done, ever done. And I came out. And I'm so grateful, absolutely grateful. And I'm not the only one. This is nothing new. There's a lot of people you can find on YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure Lori Ladd and a lot of people are talking about exactly the same thing. And this is what we, once we reach that, it's like this knowing, this connection with ourselves. It's all about connection, guys. Next year is 2022, 222. It's all about connection with yourself and cooperation, connection and cooperation with yourself, connection and cooperation with others, connection and cooperation with nature, with the universe, with God. When I'm saying God, it has nothing to do with the religious terms. Again, the whole God source has many, many names, only one feeling. It's only one thing. And yeah, so leaving, we have to be careful about this ascension, about leaving the body. We have to put ourselves back into the body and stay there. We cannot have the judgment clouded, because once we have the judgment clouded, we cannot stand up for ourselves. And we need to stand up for ourselves, because now it's getting worse and worse, in the way that what's being pushed and what's being done. But at the same time, okay, this is my, what do you call it? I lost the word. My association or something. So the worse things they do, the more people wake up. The more people wake up, the crazier things they'll do. The craziest things they'll do, the more people wake up. So it's a step until something like goes, right? And we're reaching that point. We are reaching that point of like where people are like, more and more people are saying, it's like, okay, I'm not dealing with this. Something needs to be done. And people are coming together. So that's what's happening. And that's a beautiful thing, It's a beautiful thing seeing people coming together and not being like against each other so much. So, and it's still gonna be tough, but this is the beginning. Yeah. So just remember to stay in your body. Don't float away. Don't float away. Find someone, have each other, have someone by your side, and be each other's support. Again, cooperation. We are like this. We are like this. We're not like this. We're like this. We stand for each other. So imagine you have one hand, someone can knock it. They can knock it down, like all kinds of places. Once you're like this, no, you sit, look, not going anywhere. And like this, even stronger, right? So, love. It's all about love. I'm so full of love right now. I love everyone. Because we need to understand that everyone is suffering. And people are suffering when they're full of anger, when there's something like, just remember that that's the beast inside. The beast took over. And once the beast is over, once the beast is gone, then your true self shines out. So let the beast come. Let the beast come and catch it and say, I see you, beast. Yeah, don't let the beast rule. You are in control of the beast.